RuPaul's Drag Race Episode 5, Gay's Anatomy. So this was an acting challenge today. No mini challenge. We went straight into the maxi challenge. I kind of enjoy these episodes a little more because we get to see a little more behind the scenes on what was happening, and we get a little more insight, I think, into who each of the girls are and how they did on our challenge. So Gigi and Nikki draw randomly to decide that they are the two who will assign roles. For the most part, everybody got the role they wanted. Only two people didn't, and that was Aiden and Widow. Widow seemed quite upset about it because she wanted the role that Sherry Pie took, and I really think Widow would have done great in that role, but also Sherry Pie would have done great in that role. So hard to say if Gigi and Nikki made the right choice or not. So I'm just going to jump to the runway quickly, and then we'll come back to Gay's Anatomy and go through everyone's performances. So the runway was all about capes. Not sure if all the girls got the memo there, because a lot of them just had an outfit attached a cape to the back and didn't really have the vibe of what the challenge was intended for. I thought that Nikki Doll and Jackie Cox really stood out on this runway. Nikki had this like metal bodysuit came out with this huge cape, ditched that quite early, and then just had a smaller cape on the back of her outfit. It was just stunning. And then Jackie Cox, I had the wrong person wrote down here. Crystal Method had this ridiculously huge yellow and purple cape that I just absolutely loved. She had toned her makeup down today, and I thought she was overall the star of the runway. In my bottom, I definitely had Widow and Heidi. Widow, was trying to look like a watermelon, I guess, and it looked awful. Let's not beat around the bush here. The look was terrible. And today I'd say was the first time that you could really see the tattoos on Widow's chest as distracting for her drag. And that also worked against her. Like, it looked like from a distance, it looked like very, very poor contouring, but in reality, it was just her tattoos. So Widow was definitely one of the worst looks today. And Heidi just wore like a black catsuit dominatrix outfit, and then just wrapped a cape around her neck and walked out. A rainbow cape too. So it was a black catsuit and a rainbow cape. They didn't go together. It wasn't a look. It was just a bodysuit with a cape attached on the back. Okay, let's get to our acting challenge. Gay's Anatomy. This one overall was fun. I think that the majority of the girls did very well in this competition. To me, Jada was far and away the weakest. She just walked out, said her lines, emotionless, didn't engage with the other actors, and everything she did fell flat. I was very shocked to see that Jada wasn't in our lip sync at the end of the night, because I thought she was clearly the worst out of everyone for the entire portion of that competition. The next up as who did a poor performance was Nikki. This one, it was pretty sad. I thought Nikki gave herself a good role. I mean, she could have selected any role she wanted for herself. She wanted to play the drag baby. Seemed like such a great idea, and it just fell flat. She was probably better than the last acting challenge, but still just not there compared to all the other queens. For the top end, the two that stood out most to me was Gigi. Gigi's just been really good at everything so far this season, and I'm not surprised to see her do well on another challenge today. But our winner for the day was Sherry Pie. I hate to admit this because I am not a Sherry Pie fan. That's even before all the allegations and everything came out surrounding her and all this controversy surrounding Sherry Pie. But she was the most entertaining in the Gays Anatomy, and yeah, she wins. So our bottom, we had a big group of bottoms today. It was Jada, Britta, Heidi, Crystal, and Nikki. So I think they were all there for different reasons. Britta's runway look was pretty weak. It just looked like lingerie with some lace hanging off the back. You know, didn't really capture what the challenge was. Jada did terrible in the Gays Anatomy. Had a very strong runway look. Heidi, very poor runway look, was just middle of the pack for the acting challenge. Crystal also middle of the pack for the acting challenge, but one of the top looks of the day. And then Nikki, I thought she had a great look on the runway, but was one of the bottoms in the Gays Anatomy acting challenge. So it ends up being Nikki and Heidi in the lip sync. I really feel like it should have been Nikki and Jada. And really in the lip sync, Nikki just never stood a chance. I'm not sure what was going on there, but she just kept doing the same pose over and over. Wasn't into the song. I think we just really got to see the language barrier working against Nikki Doll. And I would love to see Nikki come back on the show in, say, 2-3 years when she's just, that language is no longer an issue for her. She can be her true self. She can improv in English as well as she can in French. And I think we'd see her do a lot better. So maybe if there's a season of All Stars, maybe Nikki Doll will get some redemption, but she ends up getting sent home. And that is it for this week's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. I will be back again next week. Hopefully Sherry Pie loses and gets kicked off, but who knows? We'll have to tune in to find out. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.